Good afternoon again, people. Watch Woman 65, Lisa Boyce here. I'm bringing you something from the other side now. Not the other side, but this is to do with the annexation with Israel. This came to me this morning off of Israel Today. It says that, this is interesting. It says this is a report that Arab states quietly, very quietly, back Israeli annexation. And it says, don't believe everything you hear. Palestinian propagandists and their allies in the media would have you to believe that the entire Arab world is in an uproar over Israel's plan to annex the Jordan Valley and other parts of the so-called West Bank. Reports suggest that's simply not true. It says a number of Arab states have made it quite clear in recent years that for them, the Palestinian nationalist cause isn't all that important. For them, the Iranian threat is much more pressing issue, and they see Israel as a key ally in that fight. They also worry about upsetting relations with the United States, given the looming Israeli annexation is actually part of the President Trump vision for the Middle East. Senior Arab officials who spoke recently to the Hebrew daily Israel Hayom admitted that while the governments are opposing the Israeli annexation in official statements, behind closed doors, they are giving the green light to move on with it. A senior Jordanian government official said that despite gloomy warnings to the media, Jordan knows that if it suspends or cancels the peace treaty with Israel, its position in the holy places of Islam in Jerusalem will be harmed. King Abdullah II also prefers to see the Jordan's western borders in the hands of Israeli military forces and not Palestinian forces for multinational forces. With all due respect to the Palestinians, Jordan national interests are more important to the king and is his access to President Trump. It says the Saudi added that the working assumption in the Arab world is that Trump will win the upcoming U.S. presidential election and push forward his vision for Middle East peace. He said that if the Palestinians had wanted to conclude a deal more in line with their demands, then they should have done so when they had a more sympathetic ear in the Obama White House. A senior Egyptian security official stressed that for all the Arab states in question, Iran's quest for regional hegemony is far more pressing than the Palestinian issue. And in the fight against Iran, he noted, the United States and Israel carry great weight. No Arab leader will jeopardize their own interests in this regard for the sake of the Palestinians. So, looks like they're for annexation, after all. That just came to me earlier today, so I wanted to pass that along to you. Another thing that's going on is, let me find it here. Tim had hit on this earlier today. And this is off of Breaking Israeli News. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of this. I'm going to link both of these articles in the description box. The U.S. begins surrounding China with aircraft carriers. It says, in a bold move, the U.S. moved 3 aircraft carriers and their accompanying strike groups to the Western Pacific, positioning them to control the South China Sea. Speaking of Pacific, there was an earthquake in California about 45 minutes ago. It started out, and I don't know why the NOAA, or wherever I get this from, the National Geographic graphical thing downgrades it. Because it first started out as a 6.1 or 6.2 earthquake. They downed it to a 5.8. Either way, it is near, I think it's near Bakersfield, California. I've been out there. And they said there's no damage to report as of yet. But I'm keeping track of that one. But anyway, back to this thing with the U.S. began surrounding China with its aircraft. On Sunday, the USS Theodore Roosevelt and the USS Nimitz strike groups commenced dual carrier flight operations in the Philippine Sea. While at sea, the strike groups will support air defense drills, sea surveillance, replenishments at sea, defensive air combat training, long-range strikes, coordinated maneuvers, and other exercises. Now, when they mention exercises, we know what they're talking about. Something's about to go down. We just don't know what yet. But anyway, I'll be back on later, and I will link these articles in the description box. In the meantime, have a nice day.